Hello, this is Unlimited Splash, where we get better at Magic together with your new draft video every weekday, and today I'm so excited to get to play some sealed Marvel superheroes. Why sealed, you ask? I'm trying to become a sealed super specialist because in just 6 days, we are already going to have our first arena direct for the format. So rather than just jamming some drafts, I think it would be a good idea for us to all play and watch as much sealed as we possibly can to get a leg up next week. Alright, I am going to start this video by reading basically every card in my pool because I do not know the cards yet. So if you don't know the cards yet also, then don't worry. Holy cow, that's a lot of rares. If you do know the cards, I'm going to put in chapters so you can easily just skip to deck building if you don't want to see me read pretty much every card in the pool. Alright, so let's jump in. This is a lot of rares. Wow, my last sealed pool had like 6 rares. Okay, Avengers Assemble, 4 and a white for an enchantment. Oh, this one's a mythic. Flash. Heroes you control get +2/+2. Oh, someone had this against me at pre-release. At the beginning of each end step, if you attacked with a hero this turn, or a hero entered the battlefield under your control this turn, draw a card. Yeah, this seems very, very strong. Little heroes build around. So it's a flash anthem, so you can play it as a really strong combat trick, like basically an overrun. At 5 mana, a bunch of your stuff gets +2/+2, but then it also starts drawing you cards. So that sounds really nice. Oh, this card looks good too. Okay, Black Widow Super Spy, a 2/1 for 1 and a black menace. Okay, familiar stat line in the format. Oh, it's another mythic. When it deals combat damage to a player, that player exiles cards from the top of their library until they exile a non-land card. You may put a +1/+1 counter on Black Widow. If you don't, you may cast the exiled card and mana of any type can be spent to cast it. Okay. And they don't even get the cards back, so it's also a decking strategy, right? Okay, Super Soldier Serum. This is an aura. Enchanting creature gets +2/+2, has first strike and vigilance, and is a legendary soldier in addition to its other types. Okay. When it attacks or blocks, attach any number of equipment. So this is an equipment build around, a little less impressed by that rare. 2/2 for 1 and a black, 1 white and a black. Vigilance Menace. It gets +2/+0 for each equipment. Okay, so it's another equipment builder on cards. So we have 2 equipment builder on cards and 2 cards that would go in a heroes deck. Okay, 3/5 for 2, a blue and a black. At the beginning of your first main phase until your next turn, it becomes a copy of up to 1 target creature on the battlefield or a creature in a graveyard. Dave Humphries loves that effect, by the way. Except his name is Taskmaster Mercenary Mimic, and he's a legendary human mercenary villain creature. Okay, could be good. Could be good in sealed, right? Okay, then we have some blue-white fixing. Also a land that helps us play artifacts and turn artifacts into 3/3s. Oh yeah, there was that card in, was it 1 or LCI that sacrificed an artifact to make it 3/3? Okay, non-basic lands are islands, so this is unplayable. 2/2 for 1 and 2 blue. A 2/1 for 1. Hero. Okay, there's another hero, but this is a 5-color heroes thing. That's a little rough. Yeah, my heroes count. We'll see, but it might not be there for the heroes deck. We'll see. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on him. Look at the top 7 cards of your library. You can grab a hero, equipment, or vehicle, and then put the rest on the bottom of your library, and you just put it into play. Okay, yeah. You need 1 of every color to do this, and this is a 1-drop that you assume would usually go in an aggressive deck. It's a bit weird. It is a Savannah Lions in the worst case, but Savannah Lions is not particularly good in Contemporary Limited. Okay, a 4/4 for 3 is nice with Vigilance. Yeah, okay, I like that. At the beginning of your first main phase until your next turn, it becomes a copy of an artifact, enchantment, or land, but its name is Absorbing Man, and he remains a 4/4. Okay, so I have a lot of copying effects. All right, almost there. Oh, Ruinous Wrecking Crew. Someone played this against me yesterday, and it seemed really strong. Okay, so 2/2 for X and 2. It enters with X +1/+1 counters on it. So this is square stats. Like if I pay 4, I'm going to get a 4/4. When it enters, choose up to X, discard then draw, target opponent loses 2, destroy target token, and each player sacrifices a creature of their choice. Absolutely busted. Okay, so I really want to play Ruinous Wrecking Crew, honestly. And then Scientist Supreme of Aim. All right, we're almost there. This is our last rare to read. Pay 2 life, copy an activated or triggered ability you control from an artifact source. Okay, so I have like 2 equipment build around, artifact build around, a bunch of heroes, but one of them is 5-color, a few lands, and then some green, blue, or some, yeah, Simic and Dimir copying stuff, and then Wrecking Crew. Honestly, what's my best? I mean, Black Widow and Wrecking Crew seem like the best cards that I have. Just in terms of my like reaction to their raw power. All right. Okay, let's look at our commons and uncommons. All right, okay, I'm not a believer in the crowd of true believers. A 1/2 for 1 target creature you control that's attacking alone gets +1/+0 and you gain a life. It just does not seem like enough for what you're paying for there. Helicarrier Strike seems pretty good. 2 damage to target attacking or blocking creature, but if you can cast it with Teamwork, it deals 4 damage instead. Nice defensive spell. Nick Fury, we just read. Okay, Agent of Shield, this is equipment. +1/+1, and when it attacks alone, untap it and scry. 2/2 for 2 prowess, I think could be solid. I had some of these in my pre-release deck, but no way of activating them. Actually, my white 2-drops are looking good. I am wondering if this is a set where in Sealed you often just don't get 2-drops, and maybe you don't have to play 2-drops. But here I do seem to be getting some 2-drops. So here's Colleen Wing Street Samurai. When you cast a spell that targets a creature you control, put a counter on it and scry 1. This card seems amazing, amazing if you can enable it. Seems like a premium 2-drop if you can enable it. Murdoch's Crusade, I had these at pre-release. It was a little awkward. You can exile a creature with toughness 4 or greater, or exile an enchantment with mana value 4 or greater. I did have an experience where I had 2 of these in my hand and my opponent had 3 threats, like each of them a rare or mythic, that all had toughness less than 4. So this thing definitely can get stuck in your hand. And yeah, lost that game at pre-release. All right, this one looks pretty good. So 2/1 for 2 flash lifelink. When it enters, choose a permanent in your graveyard that was put there from anywhere this turn and bring it back to your hand. So pretty nice. Could be an immediate 2 for 1 flash lifelink. You know, nice little stack of abilities there, and it is a hero. So maybe we could do some kind of hero thing after all. This is the equipment that gives, or sorry, the aura that gives something +2/+2 first strike and vigilance. Does not seem very good to me at all, to be quite honest. It seems like you could easily get blown out by someone just having a well-timed removal spell. Not a fan of the Agent of Shield. Creatures you control attack alone, they get +1/+1 until end of turn. Hero in Training, I'm a massive fan of. When it enters, draw a card. If you have another hero, gain 2. Very, very, very good card. Avengers Assemble we looked at. Make it 3/2, 2 3/2s with Vigilance is good, and it's a mana cycler. And this one I'm not so keen on. 4/4 for 5 flying Vigilance. The days of that stat line are over, Air Elemental. And then if an opponent has cast a spell this turn, you may cast spells as though they had flash. Okay, all right, so that's white. Honestly, I would say white is looking pretty good. Like, I really like all the 2-drops, so maybe we can actually go for the Heroes deck. Also, in these sealed practice runs, I'm mainly trying to learn, right? So I am going to try multiple decks today, probably. All right, looking at blue, Aerial Doombot, a 1/1 for 1 flying, power up, put 3 +1/+1 counters on it. Okay, yeah, that's my kind of card. Pim Particles, target creature gains vigilance until end of turn. It can't be blocked this turn, draw card. Yeah, okay, little dirtily thing there. Bold Biochemist, I don't know how this one's going to play out. 1/2 for 2, and you can put a counter on it and draw some cards. But it does remind me of the 1/3 in Avatar that makes a clue when it enters. So it could be good, but it does seem too slow. That card was probably way better than this one. When this equipment enters, attach it to a creature you control. Untap that creature, gets +1/+2. Not a fan of that. Atlantean Cavalry, not a fan of this card. When you draw your second card each turn, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Maybe if you really have a lot of ways of drawing, but understated card that you have to grow to appropriate stats. Frozen and Ice could be solid removal. Tap enchanted creature and it loses all abilities and can't be untapped. All right, we have the Harbinger of Seas. We have I Am Iron Man. This is a really nice trick. 4/4 and becomes a flyer, and you draw a card. All right, 2 more in blue. This one's a long one. Rewrite History. When 1 or more creatures you control becomes tapped, draw a card, then discard a card, and put a plan counter on this enchantment. Okay, so already every time a creature you control becomes tapped, you get to loot. That's cool. When the 4th plan counter is put on it, sack it. When you do, return 2 instants and/or sorceries from your graveyard to your hand. Oh, I love that. Okay. I don't know if it's good, but I love the concept. 4 for 5 flying again. When you cast a non-creature spell, flicker a non-land, non-token permanent. Okay, that is awesome. Okay. All you need to do to make me like Air Elemental is make it blue, apparently. All in all, my blue is looking very weak. I did have a few rares in blue, so maybe there's a world where we end up playing it. But maybe more likely on the splash than as a main color. All right, then. In black, we have Black Widow Super Spy. We already read that one. Red Room Recruit. I think this card is phenomenal. A 1/2 for 2 when it enters, it connives. Stolen Stark Tech is perfectly fine and sealed, I think. Bladed Battle Fan functional reprint. It's a flash. Equipped creature gets +1/+0 and indestructible. So a little trick to save your creature and kill theirs. This one I was, oh yeah, it's -2/-2 for 2. It's like a perfectly fine black common level removal spell. This one can kind of go off in sealed. I saw this yesterday. 2/3 for 3, 3 tap, make it a tapped 2/1 black villain creature token with menace, only if there are 2 or more creatures in your graveyard. Baron Strucker. Okay, so 2/2 for 3 villain spells you cast cost 1 less. When a villain you control enters, you may have it connive. Yeah, it's still a 2/2 for 3 though. All right, and then another 2/2 for 3 Death Touch. 5, each opponent discards a card and put a +1 counter. I'm guessing this is going to be unplayable in draft, but in sealed, I'm guessing it's better. That's my hot take on that card. Okay, double Sign in Blood, draw 2, lose 2. When another villain you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. He deals 2 damage to each opponent, but only once each turn. Also probably not a very good card. Double Hour of Defeat is fantastic. That's the destroy target creature surveil. Hydra Infiltration. When it enters, target opponent discards 2, and then when a creature you control attacks alone, it drains them. I'm guessing this is way better in sealed. I'm guessing this is just a good card in sealed. Masters of Evil. Other creatures you control get +2/+1, and you can cycle it for a plan. Okay, black's looking pretty good. I mean, yeah, I like the double Hour of Defeat. I obviously like my Black Widow, the mythic rare. That seemed really good. And Red Room Recruit. So, and Widow's Bite. Yeah, so I have pretty good removal and good creatures. I think black could be a nice color here. All right, we're basically halfway through. Okay, Stark Industries Executive. This one I kind of like in sealed, especially if you have artifact synergies. 1/2 for 1, they can tap to make treasures. Super Speed was okay. I mean, it goes nicely with Colleen Wing, for example. But you kind of need big stuff to play it on to make it worthwhile. Hulk Smash, 2 mana instant, choose one. Okay, destroy target non-creature artifact, or a creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature an opponent controls. So deal an artifact or bite. Hydra Assault Robot. Oh, I wonder if I could make like a Boros aggro deck. That might be my first try. When another villain and or artifact you control enters, it deals 1 damage to target opponent. Oh, but it needs to be villains specifically. I'm not sure if that is going to be supported if I pair it with white. Kunlun Warrior, when it enters, you can pilfer. Okay, Locky Lawfason, 2/1 for 2. Copy the next instant or sorcery with the restriction, and then you can put some counters on it. Okay. Vision of Love, discard a card, draw 2. Volcanic Villain, 3/2 for 3 haste with a power up to put counters on it. Deal 4 damage to a creature. Okay, that's nice. That's good removal. And Red Hulk. Reach Trample for 6/7 for 6. Honestly, like good stat lines for a sealed. When it's dealt damage, you put a +1/+1 counter on him, and when you do, he deals damage equal to the number of counters on him to any other target. Wow, okay. If you untap with that card, it's great. All right, last color, Rapid Rescue. Mill 2, you can put a permanent from among them into your hand. Gain 2, Seeds of Hope reprint. Reptile Dinomorpher. Okay, 1/2 for, I guess it's probably pronounced Reptile. 1/2 for 1. For 3, until end of turn, it becomes a dinosaur hero with base power and toughness 3/5 and gains vigilance and reach. And then for 6, until end of turn, it becomes a dinosaur hero with base power and toughness 6/6 and gains trample. Okay, cool. It's like a new take on Figure of Destiny, temporary Figure of Destiny without having to do them in order. Okay, 1/1 for 1 Death Touch. 2/1 for 2. When you put a +1/+1 counter on another creature, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Okay. 2/2 for 2. Oh, this card's really good, right? Well, put a counter on it and make a 4/4. So you can pay 6 for a 2/2. Sorry, 6 for a 3/3 and a 4/4. Pretty good. Okay, Ant-Man's Army I think is really fantastic. 3/2 for 3. When it enters, make a food or a treasure. This is some more fixing, so that's kind of interesting. Pet Avengers I think is really nice in sealed. Just a 4/4 for 4 reach can often get the job done in sealed. And it is a dragon, cat, dog, bird, frog hero after all. Then you can put a counter on it and make a 3/2, so it gets better from there. All right, a 3/2 for 5. You can look at the top card of your library at any times, and also when it enters, you get a 2/2. Yeah, someone played this against me and it seemed really good. So I kind of want to go green-white heroes, honestly. That's like my first reaction, because that also is going to let me splash into some other things. One or more heroes you control deals damage to a player. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on the thing. Okay, and then I have 2 green-white lands. I have an AM Synthoids, which I maybe was a little bit too high on when I did my data-based card evaluations, but yeah, we'll see. Okay, 2/1 for 4, flying. When it enters, draw a card that you can put a land from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. Okay. Okay, and then we have like all of our rares that we already looked at. I guess there's also, so we have a few different lands. We have Captain America Living Legend, which is when a creature you control becomes tapped during your turn. If it's the first time it has become tapped, untap it. And then we also have Iron Man, +1/+0 for each artifact you control. I don't think I have the pieces for the artifact deck. When a non-token hero you control enters, make a hero, or no, make a soldier, or creatures you control get +1/+1. That's interesting that it does not make a hero. Okay, and then I have all of those rares. Okay, let's stack them into piles. And actually, let's probably just start with, I think I was most impressed by green-white. This is probably where I want to start out. So let's try green-white heroes. So green-white actually looks pretty underwhelming. I do have, on average, pretty good card quality, but it's not like I have any synergy, really. I mean, the only heroes build around is the Avengers Assemble. I think it's a solid card, but I don't think that it merits making an entire heroes deck. And other than that, I basically just have like an okay curve and a bunch of 2-drops. And there's nothing that's actually all that easy to splash for. Part of the point of this was using like Ant-Man's army. Maybe I can actually activate Nick Fury and maybe I can splash for some of my good stuff, but I don't think it actually looks that doable. All right, so I think maybe something like this is going to be my first try. So Absorbing Man with Avengers Assemble seems kind of cool, I guess. But that is the only artifact or enchantment that I have that I'm playing. I guess I could copy Herbie or something. I'm not super convinced by this. I do think the card quality among commons and uncommons is really good. Like double Ant-Man's army, double Khazar, double Night Nurse. It seems like I have something solid going on there. I think the blue splash makes it like, yeah, a little bit better. My mana is pretty solid with double Ant-Man's army for treasures. Plus I also have the 2 dual links in green, white, and then 1 into blue. And then Herbie and Rapid Rescue and various stuff that can like help find me and Synthoids. And yeah, just like putting a lot of stats on the battlefield. Oh yeah, also Burrow back up. And it just seems like a pretty speedy deck. So yeah, I mean, I'm going to try it. I don't have very high hopes for this one. There was a Rakdos deck that I actually thought might be a better one to try out first. But remember, the name of the game here is learning. Most of what we're buying with our gems today is the learning experience of trying a bunch of decks in a lower stakes environment than the Arena Direct. So we're going to be trying several different decks today. And remember, if you do want to get better at Magic right along with me, make sure that you're subscribed to my channel here on YouTube. I'm going to be running out sealed every day, at least every weekday, until the Arena Direct starts. And then I'll do some Arena Direct. So if you do want to get better at sealed, make sure you're subscribed. So keeping this pretty happily, I mean, we cannot cast our Absorbing Man, but there you go. This already is a way of casting Absorbing Man. So this thing has flash, so no need to run it out right now. I guess I'll probably not trade for the Brave Brawler, I would say. I don't really want them to get to just do a bazillion. I don't know, how greedy do I get with this? Like, do I let them get a bazillion lifelink in? I kind of want to get greedy. I kind of want to get greedy. Is that so wrong of me? Okay, so if I don't play now, I'm priced into taking it next turn because I'm probably just going to play Ant-Man's army. The turn after that, I will likely play the Pet Avengers. And then after that, it's very possible that I end up going Murdoch's Crusade into also Night Nurse. Okay, so actually, I think this is fair. They do seem to be a highly aggressive deck, so this could be the death of me, but I don't think that this is irrational. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and play this and make a treasure. So actually, yeah, the turn after that, I could play Absorbing Man and hold up Night Nurse. So definitely making the treasure token, please. I think Ant-Man's army will just block Brave Brawler now, even though I can't Night Nurse it. Night Nurse is still really good. Ant-Man's army does not get better with Avengers Assemble, for example. And yeah, I have my combo online of Absorbing Man plus Avengers Assemble. That's pretty sweet. Luke Cage. Okay, when it attacks alone, he gets +2/+0 and indestructible. Okay, so I might Murdoch that guy, to be quite honest. Should I do that? It looks pretty strong. But I guess I can also just play Absorbing Man, block down Luke Cage, and bring Ant-Man's army back to my hand. I guess if I had an extra treasure, I could copy the treasure with Absorbing Man, sack him to activate Nick Fury, and then bring him back with Night Nurse. Okay, so I think, yeah, let's play this one. Let's play this guy. And instead of Murdoch's Crusade... no, I think I am actually going to Murdoch's Crusade that guy. It's a bit of a shame. Oh, I got myself into the choose two section of this somehow. Here we go. Just exile that guy. It's a bit of a shame. Tapping down off of Night Nurse. I don't think I'm going to attack. I think Ant-Man's army is a blocker for me. Because also, like, they could just have lots of good stuff here, which would punish me. So tapping down off of Night Nurse and spending my removal spell feels risky. But okay, I do have a reach creature to deal with War Machine, so that makes me feel pretty good. I don't have any villains, so copying Hydra Assault Robot does not really help me. I wish I could turn this into a hero by copying something. That would actually be nice. Okay, oh, I can make a War Machine copy. That's cool. That is a really good point. Okay, Absorbing Man looking pretty good, right? I'll go ahead and play this, and then maybe just play Nick Fury. Now I think I maybe do attack with Ant-Man's army. Wow, this is pretty sweet. This is pretty sweet. I can make Ant-Man's army have 7 power. They do seem to have something here. It looks like they have something here. Do I attack with both? I think probably not, because they're going to get 2 lifelink if I attack with both, so I probably want to be blocking with Absorbing Man. One thing... Oh, they're taking it. Wow. One thing about Absorbing Man is I cannot recast it if I bring it back to my hand with Night Nurse. I just kind of want to get as many heroes out as possible now, but I really don't want to tap off of Night Nurse. Wow, it's really interesting that they just took that. So yeah, ideally I'm not Night Nursing Absorbing Man. Ideally I'm Night Nursing the Ant-Man's army. Especially because if I can play that and then cast another Ant-Man's army without using all of my treasures, then I actually could activate Nick Fury, which is pretty cool. So do I actually just drop Pet Avengers at this point? Probably not. I'm gonna continue playing it a little bit slow. All right, Hex Magic. Exile all the cards in your hand, then draw that many cards, and then until the end of your next turn, you can play the cards exiled this way. Wow. The end of your next turn. Wow, okay. Oh, this is what they were thinking of playing last time? +1/+0 and gains flying. I mean, they could have killed my Ant-Man's army in a bunch of different ways. Oh, they do have a Hulk Smash. It looks like they might Hulk Smash Absorbing Man. In which case, I will just play the Night Nurse, honestly. Because after all, that's what I saved up for. But then I do need to find another blue source to cast my Absorbing Man again. I guess there are just enough artifacts in the set that even if you don't have artifacts, Absorbing Man, I guess, is pretty good. Oh, this is wonderful for me. So that was put into... Choose a permanent in your graveyard that was put there this turn and bring it back to your hand. This is awesome for me. Because I can recast Ant-Man's army and I get value for that. So we go to combat. I don't think they have an attack. I wouldn't think so. So this guy also does become a hero. So that does make Avengers Assemble better. So I think very likely I want to just attack with everything and play Avengers Assemble next turn. So land another hero, bring back my Ant-Man's army, please. Very lovely, very lovely. Oh, Herbie's actually kind of good, right? Okay, I'm going to copy this thing again for sure. Let's attack with everything. Put this on, I guess, the Night Nurse because it has lifelink. Yeah, this is pretty commanding. With Avengers Assemble up and everything is a hero. A little tell, by the way, that I definitely just did is when someone mouses over their creatures one after another in this set, it seems like chances are they have something that has to do with creature type. Because a lot of the time that would be a reason that you're just looking at every one of your creatures one after another. Is to check how many of them match a certain creature type. So it's something to keep in mind. If your opponent just mouses over all of their creatures, maybe that's what's going on. All right, plays a land. Okay, into White Widow. This looks good. Oh yeah, this is the Felidar Sovereign. So +1 on each of up to 2, or bring back an artifact or enchantment from your graveyard to your hand. They could get the Hydra Assault Robot back. But they choose not to. Put a counter on War Machine, which makes a lot of sense. So you have Panther Pounce, so creature gets +1 in flying. So I need to remember that they could have +1. Yeah, the fact that this stays as an anthem and it's not just an overrun also does make it a lot better, right? Now, should I copy... Yeah, let's copy Avengers Assemble. That seems kind of grotesque, right? That's pretty cool. I like it. Okay, I guess I probably just go Ant-Man's Army, Agent of Atlas. I'm going to be a little conservative here, actually. I think I don't attack with Absorbing Man. I just don't really have anything to gain from that, and I'm going to get to draw 2 cards at the end of my turn anyways. And yeah, I don't know what this last card is. I think throwing away material here would just be like, at this point in a game, I've doubled my opponent's life total. I have 5 times their cards in hand. I have more cards on the board and better cards on the board. You just have to get into the mindset of how can I lose this game? And one way that I would lose, I guess, is by just like overextending and playing into a potential blowout. So it says if you attacked with a hero, and I did do that, I'll definitely make a treasure. And then I'll go ahead and play Agent of Atlas because I'm going to get 2 cards back anyways. No need to play Rapid Rescue, draw. Yeah, Absorbing Man copying Avengers Assemble has this extra advantage that I get to draw another card. Yeah. All right, pretty awesome. All right, hey, this deck's playing out pretty nice. I'll do at least one more with this deck. It seems pretty fun. I think just playing creatures to the board is a nice strategy in this sealed environment, as with pretty much every sealed environment. But okay, 1-0, on to the next one. All right, yeah, Night Nurse is a little awkward as something that you basically never want to play on 2. But hey, at least I can play Captain America off of Ant-Man's Army. Maybe I do just play it on 2 this time. Saving it felt pretty good, but only because I wasn't under too much pressure. If they had just kept curving out, like with a 3-drop on 3 and so on, I would have felt way worse about that. Okay, but if they're not pressuring me, then I'm not going to do it. Only if I get pressured will I do that. So we'll see what they do here. If they play like a big scary 3-drop, okay, well then there's absolutely no reason to run out Night Nurse. All right, go ahead and play Ant-Man's Army. I do think Black-Red is often way more controlling in this set, which is kind of cool. I love Rakdos control. Make a treasure. I basically always want to make a treasure with this card. I'm not going to play Reptile only because I need that blue for Captain America. Otherwise, double spelling with the Ant-Man's Army is part of what makes it so great. Yeah, is Rakdos just slow in this format? That's kind of funny. Probably I will play Captain America because that's better than ramping. Like, making use of my lands is better than ramping, I think. So let's go ahead and play Captain America. Then I am going to attack with the Ant-Man's Army, and I get to untap it. And then if they block, I can Night Nurse, and they don't block. So, okay, very good. Oh, my deck feels kind of great, honestly. I don't know, knock on wood. That's the kind of thing that when I say it, I usually go on to lose. Okay, are they, oh, I thought they might be like finding another color. Oh, that is another color. Yeah, they're Jund. Okay, gotcha. That's why they were playing kind of slow. I mean, not playing slow, but not doing that much with their time. Okay, so let's start out with attacking with both. I get to untap both of them, or one of them has Vigilance, untap the other one. Okay, they can bring that back to oh, they have a little synergy here. I actually didn't even notice that synergy. Okay, sure. That's a very slow synergy, though. So I'm not too terrified about that. Go ahead and maybe just play Herbie. So there are 2 different things I could do. I could play Hero in Training, hope to draw land, and hold up Night Nurse. And then also play Reptile if I don't draw the land. And then I'm like a little bit weak against them just drawing some removal. But it's not like I need any of my stuff. So I think developing my board like that sounds good. The other thing I could do is play Herbie to represent flying damage. And then put in the Buren Plaza, and then if I draw land, I get to play Reptile. I might do the Herbie one, because it just lets me use my mana better next turn. And Herbie is going to be able to actually attack, which Hero in Training and Reptile both cannot necessarily do. Okay, so I get to do this, put this in tapped, and then play this. So I didn't draw a Forest, so I don't get to play Reptile. But now I have 7 mana. Oh, what is this? This does not look good. A Mythic. Okay, make Galactus a legendary 16/16. Oh joy, that's so lovely that you get to do that. Okay. All right. Well, now that adds some pressure for me to go quickly. Okay. In with both. Yeah, I mean, obviously that's horrible for me. All right, go ahead and play this. Go ahead and play the land. Then probably just hold up Night Nurse, I would say, rather than playing Reptile. Although if I play Reptile, it could become a 6/6 Trampler. That actually sounds really good. And then I'm holding up Helicarrier Strike. No, that could be good. This doesn't drain me, so they're not getting to gain life. I mean, I just need to put on the pressure as quickly as I possibly can now. The fact that this gets a counter is kind of bonkers. All right, so let's see how much stats I can put down. Yeah, only one blocker. That's kind of good for me, I think. So I don't think I'm giving up anything if I play the tap land. Well, the only thing is I'm going to play hero in training. And I also really want to get this activated. So let's actually count. So basically the thinking is they can block my 4/4. They can block my 3/2. I really want to be able to helicarrier strike this thing by already having hero in training down. So I definitely want to play hero in training. So I block the 4/4, block the 3/2. Then they're going to take 3, 4, 5, 6. It would be 7, 8. So I do need to activate it. So let's not get greedy with playing lands from the top. The problem is that line requires me to have 2 more mana than I actually have. So I actually need to play Night Nurse so that I can helicarrier strike and play the teamwork. Really counterintuitively. Then I play the land, and they probably actually have to block Reptile. But I think that this is the way. And then I do get to play hero in training after, so at least I'm not spending next turn drawing Brereton. So now I think they have to block Reptile. I cannot both activate Reptile and also do the helicarrier strike, unfortunately. Oh, actually, so there wasn't a reason to play Night Nurse. So that was probably a blunder. So I can go 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, but I actually win even with the lifelink, right? So they should have blocked Reptile. Yeah, should have blocked Reptile. Okay, so we got there. Yeah, I wasn't thinking clearly when I played the Night Nurse because I was 1 mana short of actually doing the teamwork and playing helicarrier strike. So I should have just attacked with everything. I should have probably... I should have not even played the untapped land yet and just attacked with everything. Okay, but we're 2-0. It didn't cost us. That was an example of the opponent probably had better card quality, but I was just faster in playing to the board more. And in Sealed, you can just win some games by default doing that. I think I'll keep specifically because I have AIM Synthoids. Seriously, I bet when the data comes out, this thing's going to be an F and everyone's going to laugh at me for being so high on it. But what can I say? I mean, I just think this card is good. I just like having it in my deck. Okay, we can definitely put Captain America on the bottom. Technically, actually, am I even running an island? I don't think so. So Captain America goes in the bin. Do I want that land? I'm going to go with probably, yeah. I think a land is good here. I mean, would I rather draw an amazing 3-drop? Yes. I don't know. Maybe they'll kill AIM Synthoids and it'll work out perfectly for me to get value off of my Night Nurse. Okay, I definitely think I'm just going to play Night Nurse, right? I don't really want to trade for the Death Toucher with, like, Pet Avengers, though, in the future. But I do really want to just keep the beatdown going. Night Nurse is going to get outmoded as soon as they put a counter on Ninja of the Hand, though. Oh, Night Nurse is so complicated to play with. I'm going to run it out this time. I don't really want to get greedy here. I think I'm the beatdown. I should act like it. All right, in with Night Nurse. I do not anticipate a block. And then I think we actually just play Herbie. Give ourselves a chance to find our land for Khazar, which is a better card to attack into Ninja with than Pet Avengers. I'd kind of like to play Pet Avengers when I have 7 mana, honestly. Okay, well, we didn't find it. That's actually really bad. That is actually really bad, isn't it? Absorbing Man here. Maybe I should be playing... Oh, yeah, I mean, this type of card is very, very good in Sealed, right? Very, very good in Sealed. Target opponent discards a card, discards 2 cards, or discards 1 card, or anything like that. Oh, snap block that, absolutely. Now, that's kind of confusing to me, because that card was going to be really good when they got to make me discard another card. I assumed that they were going for some kind of, like, discard everything, opponent has to discard everything strategy. Oh, I thought that this was a gain land. Whoopsies. Okay, wasn't as careful as I should be in the early set. So I could have played Khazar. My bad. I straight up thought that this was a gain land. My bad. That was a mistake, obviously. Okay. I'm really surprised that they traded it for Herbie. I guess they're like a little bit concerned about flying. Yeah, I was going to say they're in colors that do have mega stats, so we should expect some stats from them. Do I want to trade this? Absolutely. In a heartbeat, I would take that trade. But most likely it's just damage, and it was. All right, go ahead and play Khazar. And we find actually Rapid Rescue is pretty good here, right? Pretty soon this will be able to attack through Abomination. They need 2 more mana to activate Abomination. Madam Mask. She connives. And I was going to say, if they had the land, and you get a 2-1, wow. If they had the land, they probably would have held on to Abomination and not played it on 5 kind of awkwardly. Looks like they just found the land. They're probably ramping up to Abomination, but I guess they could have some other 7-drop that they're looking for here. That they're looking to play that's in their hand. All right. Unfortunately, I guess I'll mill Nick Fury, and I could end up casting, or I could end up putting it into my hand. What's on top of my library? Some random 2/2. That's looking so bad here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Dang, I wish I could have activated Pet Avengers. Yeah, let's just get the planes, I think, right? Make another 4/4 and get some attacks in. Kind of sounds good. Attack, attack. I could hold back Pet Avengers, but I do not hate the trade. I do not hate trading with either of their creatures. All of our creatures have a lot of upside potential, so I just wish that I didn't have this horrible card on top. I guess I could have saved Seeds of Hope until, or yeah, Rapid Rescue until I had a really bad card on top. But that sounds risky. Just sounds like a bad move. All right. They could attack me, I guess. It doesn't sound like a bad idea. Snap, double block, of course. I'm not just going to get drained every turn. All right. Ant-Man's army on top looking pretty bad. I'm missing the Surveil lands from Secrets of Strixhaven. I mean, I would say I'm like 95% to lose this game. My deck is not like meant to keep up in the late game like this, but let's see. We'll make them prove it, obviously. Oh, wow. That's nasty. Another Kurza. Okay. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and get a food. Yeah, Kurza is pretty much the top of my curve. Now I'll be very happy to like triple block to just try to make room for my other Kurza, because note that these are legendary creatures. White Tiger, very good card for my opponent to have. Yeah, I think their deck is better than mine, but also my deck is a little bit more aggressive. Their deck is a little bit more mid-range. I got them pretty low, but I did not successfully aggro them out. And then mid-range takes over. And that's just how Magic works, so can't be too sad about that. You do have Trample. So, and I don't really want you to get 2 counters on the thing. So let's go block, block, block. I assume that they'll kill Kurza, and that's what I'm hoping for. All right, go to my turn. Yeah, I wish I had more like unconditional removal. Maybe I can find Murdoch's thingy, the exile a creature. Oh, Avengers Assemble is a good one. Maybe I can sneak a cheeky lethal attack. No, I only have 1 hero. That's so sad. That is pretty sad. I mean, Avengers Assemble is a great one though, right? It'll let me draw a card after attacking. Okay, that's just fine when I have an empty hand. I wonder if these are both lands, actually. I dare not hope. It looks like they have something else to play. Okay. Attack with this guy. So, I mean, I have a pretty easy block here. I don't know what tricks they have. Oh, it can't be blocked by more than 1 creature. Whenever a hero deals combat damage to a player. Okay, so actually I just have to take the damage. I just have to take that damage. And then end of turn, I will sack the food. Dang, I wish that I had more heroes. Kind of feels like maybe a failure of deck building. All right, draw a card. I will play the land, please. Oh, Kurza is doing a lot of work. Ugh, another land on top. So if I attack with everything, hopefully if they block Kurza with the thing, that's when I get into trouble. but I need to attack with Kurza in order to draw through this like bad draw for next turn. And then my cat would survive. I'm guessing they're going to put the thing in front of the 4/4. That's what I'm hoping for. So let's go in with the team. Because they have an incentive to only attack with one card at a time. Okay. Oh, they also have a removal spell? That's unfortunate. I was hoping that they would put the 7/7 in front of the 4/4. Yeah, they could have just destroy target creature or something. But I'm not even representing lethal here or anything. I could have held back AIM Synthoids. That might have been the thing to do. Whatever they have here, it looks like it's not a simple decision for them. If they have destroy target creature, it would be a simple snap, just kill Khazar. I think I've been calling it Kurza. Is it Khazar? Apologies to all the Marvel fans. Okay, so they did just have destroy target creature. Probably could have done that a while ago, but whatever. Okay. Draw a card and go ahead. Okay, now we've lost. I'll make them play it out. When it enters, reveal cards, etc. So they're playing a very dedicated hand disruption strategy, which, you know, in sealed makes sense. All right. In with everything, which is the clear, correct decision. Get some counters and hero in training. Okay, could be worse. Into my own the thing. That's pretty funny. Dare I attack? So I double block over there, chump something. Dare I attack? Probably I'm gonna double block the thing, block White Tiger, take 7 next turn. If I don't attack. Otherwise, I take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and I can't double block the thing. Okay, I think I'd better play into whatever they have. Oh, I don't have to double block because of Avengers Assemble because the thing is a hero. So now I can single block and single block. Okay, so it definitely should not... That puts me dead to one removal spell, but I'm sure I'm dead to one removal spell anyways. So in that case, I should not have played the thing yet to give them the info about what's coming. Probably I hold back Ant-Man's army now, to be quite honest. I think I just hold it back, and now I have my very own White Tiger. Okay, that was a nice turn for trying to stabilize. I would have liked to draw these like 4 turns ago instead of all those lands and Seeds of Hopes and 2/2 prowesses. I think the 2/2 prowess is just not good enough for my deck, honestly. So I'm forced to block, and that's the only block that makes sense. And then they have some pump spell. Okay, awesome. Okay. Yeah, I mean, maybe I should try green-black. My white definitely has felt... The other games, it felt good that it was aggressive, but it's felt pretty disappointing. So maybe I'll do green-black. Could be green-black splashing red for my really strong red rare. Actually, my red overall is pretty good. I guess Gruul could be pretty good. What do I get from black? A bunch of villain stuff and like a bunch of removal. And Black Widow. Okay, yeah, maybe let's try that. That seems like it could be better than white. So our fixing is like, we actually have some red. We have a green-black red and a green-red land. Wait, a green-black land and a green-red land? Okay, so basically for curve purposes, I'm playing a little bit of villain stuff. I think Masters of Evil is going to be better in my deck than the thing. I have 6 heroes, 8 villains, and I can ramp villains a little bit with Baron Strucker. I don't love like Ninja of the Hand and stuff, but it is pretty good with Hydra Infiltration as my last round opponent demonstrated. And then on the splash, I mean, one bomb that I do get to run is I get to run Black Widow, so that's kind of nice. And one bomb that I get to splash is the Ruinous Wrecking Crew, which I think is a really, really, really strong one. And I think the black splash is very easy. I mean, I'm sorry, the red splash, because I have Los Diablos missing, Missile Sight, I have double Ant-Man's army, and I have, like, incidentally, like, Herbie, Rapid Rescue, that kind of thing. So yeah, let's try this out. I'm not convinced that this is as good as the green-white deck, actually, but hey, it's all about the learning. So let's see how this goes. We are 2-1. All right, this is very capable. I mean, yes, I'm getting a little punished for my splash, but I have Ant-Man's army and Herbie. So It is a little awkward not to have access to Widow's Bite on 2, which might be like the best time to play it, but... Oh, okay, another black card. Yeah, all right. All right. That's a little rough. Okay, here we go. Black land, play this guy, get a treasure. And we're off to the races. Yeah, is black-red just super slow in the format? I kind of want to play black-red after this. I think maybe I'll do one game with this deck, and then no matter how it goes, switch over to black-red. Maybe if it's a win, I'll play one more with this one. Okay, Cruel Alliance exiling my Ant-Man's army. That's fine. That is fine. You can do that. Why don't we go ahead and play Herbie? I kind of want to immediately level up Pet Avengers. The other thing is I could go Baron Strucker immediately into Arnim Zola, popping my treasure. Is that worth doing now that I have all of my lands online? That actually sounds kind of great. That's really, really value-y. The only thing is it puts Pet Avengers one turn further away. I could otherwise do Pet Avengers next turn. Yeah, maybe I'd rather just do Pet Avengers next turn because Arnim Zola is not that good yet. And I get to put this land in. Actually, I guess I can play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I can do Pet Avengers next turn if I get a land. That's right. Okay. Volcanic Villain. So you might just get Widow's Bited, although also I could just do this guy for 4. That's pretty awesome, right? That is pretty awesome. Well, actually, do I just want to go Widow's Bite for now? And also this discounts the Wrecking Crew by 1, which is kind of cool. Because this kills that. And if they just play one creature next turn, which it seems like they very well might, then the Wrecking Crew will kill whatever that creature is. And... oh no, I can't double spell with Baron Strucker. Oh! Foolishness. Well, that's okay. That's okay. So would I rather play this than Pet Avengers? Maybe now the play is just Pet Avengers? No. Let's play Baron Strucker because it's the same cost as just playing Wrecking Crew with the treasure because now it's discounted by 1. I wish this were whenever a counter is put on it, you can choose one. I'm just assuming that they're going to play one creature this turn. I think it's very likely, given that they probably have had 4 drops stuck in their hand. Yeah, the fact that I can go like Red Room Recruit, Arnim Zola, etc. for like on a big discount. Yeah, maybe I underestimated this card. It is a 2/2 for 3, but it seems like the kind of 2/2 for 3 that would be really good. Whoa, what the heck is happening? Photon Blast Barrage? A 2 for 1? Wow. Wait, what is this? When you deals 1 damage and you copy it X times. Oh, that was pretty bad for me. All right, let's go ahead and just play Arnim Zola and see if they have more removal. I wouldn't be shocked if they have more removal, but maybe I should have held that land in case they have discard, but I can always just discard Red Room Recruit. So now I'm going to just try to go bonkers with Arnim Zola. Oh man, making my Ruinous Wrecking Crew decisions so much worse. Wow, Black-Red is such a controlling deck. It just has so many resources. Okay, so maybe I will play Pet Avengers, level it. It just has so much removal is the thing. Ruinous Wrecking Crew is definitely looking a lot worse. I don't know, maybe they'll play a token. How have they managed to have so many more cards than I do? That's the question. I guess they were mana screwed for a while and they got a 2 for 1 on me. Is that the answer? So they just have everything stuck in their hand and they managed a 2 for 1. Kind of sounds like it. I don't know. Maybe I should have played Wrecking Crew a while ago because it would have been immune to Photon Blast Barrage, but it would have gotten hit with Cruel Alliance is what would have happened. I don't know. Eventually they have to run out of removal, right? Eventually. One day they will run out of removal. I swear it will happen. Okay, play your ninja. Okay. I think it's an easy attack with everything situation. My guy dies. Then I will Wrecking Crew for 5. Unfortunate, but okay. So I will make you lose 2. I'll discard a card, then draw a card, and I'll have you sacrifice a creature. Oh, wait, it's each player. Forgot about that. Oh, so I actually, like, played this wrong. I didn't need to be, like, trying to make each player discard a card that whole time. Okay, Rapid Rescue kind of good, actually. Yeah, if I'd played it onto an empty board, I would have had to not select each player sacrifices a creature. So actually part of why I thought this card was so amazing is I actually thought it was target player sacrifices a creature. I'm not sure why. I saw someone play it out and I thought that was the effect that they got, but clearly that's not actually the effect that they got. All right, so let's rapid rescue first. I will take, annoying. Sure, I'll take that. So I can play this, level it up for 3, and then also play Red Room Specialist. So let's start with the Specialist, or Red Room Recruit, I mean. I can discard, just gonna discard the land. Everything else is worth more. Really want to put the pressure on here. So I'll play this guy and level it up. Yeah, I mean, but I'm in a pretty fragile situation. They just got access to blue mana. I mean, they've had their Stark Industries executive for a while, but they haven't had time to start making treasures with it. But yeah, in a pretty fragile situation. I think I don't like the green-black build that much, my green-black deck. Wow, I mean, it's just 100% removal. They have played 1, 2, and this was a 2 for 1, 3, 4, 5 pieces of removal out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards that we've seen. I don't typically think that's like the best thing to be doing in limited. Just going 1 for 1 all the time does not leave you ahead. But in sealed, you know, if they have some bombs to back it up with, and we're just waiting for them to find some like mythic, you know, whatever, then yeah, obviously that can be good. So I guess I'm getting punished. I could Hour of Defeat the Stark Industries executive to save my 1/2. I just don't think that that really matters. So let's go ahead and play Khazar. Will I ever get the name of this card right? Okay, actually Ninja of the Hand is going to be pretty nice. So I have 3, 8, 9 mana. So I can go 3, 4, 5, and then also play Hour of Defeat. So I can double spell next turn. If they play something worth Hour of Defeating. We'll see. I assume all of this removal is in service of playing some awesome bombs. That's my working assumption. Another removal spell. It's so funny. Okay, whatever that last card is, please get rid of it. You can cast it or you can discard it. Those are your options. Oh, I'm 1 short. Why did I think that I had 4, 5, 6, 7? I have 8. I thought I had 9. King Temporal Tyrant. When he attacks, he connives. When you draw your second card, each opponent loses 1 and you gain 1. Okay. Sounds pretty good. Yeah. I mean, they might have wanted more of a density. Either they drew the half of their deck that is all removal, or they might have wanted more of a density of threats to back up all that removal. Because if all that you do is 1 for 1, then that's not a game plan to win, right? Again, I didn't see the rest of their deck. Maybe they have like 8 mythics that I didn't see that all that removal is in service of. But I do think sometimes people online, and again, not necessarily my particular opponent, but I do think that sometimes people online tend to overrate the value of just having like a zillion removal spells in their decks. And often that can just be not necessarily a recipe to win, just a recipe to make the game go really, really, really long. All right. Let's try Rakdos Control, I think. Having just said all that negative stuff about Rakdos Control. Let's see the best one that I can put together. Okay, so it's actually kind of Rakdos aggro, to be honest with you. So I can cut maybe AM Synthoid's not so useful here. Maybe Loki. I don't know, Loki actually, I kind of want to try 1 Loki at least. It actually looks like it could be good in a deck with a bunch of removal. I don't know, it's probably not good. I'm going to say right now it's probably not good. But, well, we can try it. I could cut Herbie, but I think Herbie's kind of awesome. Maybe I just cut Visions of Love. That's kind of a random card to have. And Stark Industries Executive, does that mean that I should try to splash something? I wouldn't hate splashing like Taskmaster, for example, but I'm kind of one way of splashing short. I guess I could play like, okay, maybe instead of Loki, let's play AIM Synthoids, put in 1 island. And then, because it is more of a control deck, and then I get to try another mythic or another rare. That sounds kind of good, right? Because I haven't gotten to try out Taskmaster, and it seems like it should be pretty strong, right? Just copy the best card. So now we need to cut 1 more card. Probably I'm actually not getting into that much combat. Just cut that guy. Yeah. All right, and I'm playing a lot of cards with high toughness, so I'm trying to make the game go long. So I think the splash makes sense. I'm still running Herbie. got a really chunky 4-drop slot, but Stark Industries Executive should help with that. I think Volcanic Villain is a bit at odds with the plan of the deck. I'm not actually trying to go fast. So maybe instead of Volcanic Villain, I could play Loki, or I could just play... Yeah, maybe let's play another Loki. I don't know. This is a way to win in like the late game, I guess. Okay. All right. Let's try that. Okay. 3-in-1. Let's see how Rakdos Control does. This was my best deck yesterday was Rakdos. Very controlling Rakdos. Isn't it so nice to get to play with 10 color pairs again? Hey, I get to play Black Widow, although I don't necessarily think that you're supposed to play Black Widow on 2. I mean, it's still a 2-1 menace. It's a 2-1 menace that grows when it deals damage. I assume it's just going to eat a removal spell. Nice lands. I assume it's just going to eat a removal spell, especially against blue-red. But I also don't think I'm supposed to just sit here and fall behind. Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and play Black Widow. So this thing, when you cast a non-creature spell, pay 1. If you do, target creature with haste can't be blocked this turn, except by creatures with haste. I don't know, maybe my green was actually the better part of my deck. Maybe next up I should try Gruul. That could be right. My green felt pretty good, just constantly being assertive. I think I was right that white was pretty weak. Yeah, obviously just eats a removal spell. But I couldn't just not participate in the game for the first bunch of turns. Oh, it looks like they missed a land drop, and I found a 3-drop, which is really good for me. Yeah, okay. I mean, finding a 3-drop that can block the 2/2 is really nice. Shuri? Artifact spells you cast cost 1 less. Okay, I might actually just kill that because it helps their mana screw. I could attack as well. I think this is kind of like annoying of me to do, but I'm actually just going to kill that. This is I recognize this is a frustrating way to play Magic, but you know, if they didn't draw a land here and they were looking at some 3-cost artifacts, then that would be the right play. So, and I'm less reluctant. Oh, that card is just so cracked. That card is so cracked. It basically blanks Ruinous Wrecking Crew and Herbie right there. That's pretty nuts. Well, I'll play Herbie. Well, it doesn't blank Herbie because the 1/1 doesn't have flying, of course, but okay. Still. So I'm just waiting for them to have fewer cards in hand before I play Hydra Infiltration so that the cards that I get are higher quality. It's a dangerous game. Yeah, this makes Ruinous Wrecking Crew so much worse. Okay, Kunlun Warrior. I would love it if they would discard, draw, and then play 1 card. Oh, sacrifice to draw. That makes sense. Oh, no, that's not... You have to sacrifice an artifact, don't you? Okay, I'll definitely block with Herbie because this gives me the option of activating Arnim Zola. So I'm actually pretty happy about that. So I'll play a land. Let's play Hydra Infiltration, and then I'm going to keep Arnim Zola online. The plan for the rest of my turn will be to activate Arnim Zola. Looks like it resolved. I know I played this a little cutthroat by spending my removal spell. Okay, it did not resolve. Okay. All right. Sure. There was no way to play around that because I did not have the extra mana. Well, whatever they have here is probably good. I don't regret spending my removal spell early because my deck is full of removal. But, you know, maybe now they'll play something that I would wish... Maybe now they'll play 2 threats that I would wish I could deal an extra 5 damage to instead of hitting the Shuri. All right, when it enters, exile an equipment, instant, or sorcery from your graveyard. Until end of turn, you may play that card. End of your next turn, when you cast a non-creature spell, it deals damage equal to that spell's value to any target. Okay, very fair and reasonable card. Sounds so awesome. Oh, they're getting We Say Thee Nay. That's interesting. But I can play around that, though. Oh, maybe I can't. No, it's... Why wouldn't they take Lightning Strike, actually? That's mysterious to me. All right, well, now I actually can play around it. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this right now. Kind of sounds like the thing to do. That can definitely go straight in the graveyard. And then I'll go ahead and attack with my 2/1, because I don't think that one's going to be blocking. It does have Menace, so they would have to line up a double block if they want to get rid of it. Okay, and end. And now Arnim Zola is just trying to go off for me. Ultron Drone, put 2 counters on this creature and make a 2/2. Okay, that's actually fine. I was worried about something a little bit beefier, to be quite honest. All right, pass, and then this thing's gonna go away. Yeah, I'm really surprised they didn't take Lightning Strike. They would get to just play Lightning Strike here. I don't really understand that. Okay. Taskmaster looking terrible. So why don't we discard Taskmaster? So I'll go ahead and do this for all but 3 of my mana, right? Because it's more worth it to have the extra 1 too. So I can go, I have 4, 5, 6, so I can do this for x equals 3. Nope, I can do it for x equals 2, which is fine. That's probably all that I want to do. I guess maybe getting the extra counters on this card would have been good, but destroy target token, draw card, then discard. I'll destroy this token, or discard, then draw, sorry. Oh, that's actually kind of nice. Hulk Smash is actually kind of nice. Hold on, I actually miscounted. I did have the extra. I could have done the extra 1. Oh, that's a big deal. Miscounting there is a big deal. Well, okay. Yeah, that's really unfortunate. Miscounting there by 1 is a big deal. I don't know. It really looked to me. I don't know what you guys saw. It looked to me like the land tapper did not give me the option of tapping. It looked like everything except 2 lands was going to tap down. So I could have Hulk smashed their Ultron drone here if I had done the extra 1. So that could matter a lot. We'll see. We shall see what they find on the top of their library. Gains vigilance and can't be blocked this turn, and you draw a card, and you can pay 1, and you can copy, or basically copy it. Okay. Yeah, that's a lot of stuff that you get to do. I'll admit it. Okay, I'll take 6. I actually don't even know if they want to attack. They do. I'll take it. Dang, I wish I hadn't tapped wrong. That was so terrible. That was so terrible. Could very well have given away the whole game right there. That could absolutely be the whole game right there. Now they think I'm representing something that costs 4 mana, so that's kind of funny. Widow's Bite. Okay. So I could give something Death Touch and then bite it into Ultron Drone. Pretty fragile combo, but I could do that. Okay. They're taking a lot of damage here. The other option is just Widow's Bite speed. I don't really want a 2-for-1 myself if I can help it. I guess I could have attacked with Wrecking Crew, representing -2/-2 from Widow's Bite. So I can actually choose both here if I teamwork it up. 1/2, 1/2, and then still make a 2/2. Okay, yeah, let's try that. The 2/2 does come in tapped. I'm going to let them draw, though. I kind of want them to show me what they've got going on here. Because maybe at the end of their turn, I can work out a way to push lethal. Okay, so I'm going to Teamwork 3, choosing both. I'm going to give some random 2/2 Death Touch. I'm going to give Speed -2/-2. And for Teamwork, I have to tap the Wrecking Crew. I'm also Quench immune. They cannot counter unless I pay 4, if that's what they have in their hand. Okay, so they have some trick here? No, they don't. Okay, and then I'm going to Hulk Smash. And I'm going to choose to have this creature with Death Touch deal damage equal to its power to their 4/5. This looks pretty nice, right? Kind of a cool little combo in my Rakdos control deck. Their deck is sweet. So I feel they did stumble on lands. But it's not like it makes me feel bad to be so close against them. I also would have gotten in some extra Wrecking Crew attacks if I hadn't completely blundered. Oh, they sacrificed the Ultron Drone. Nice. If I hadn't completely blundered on tapping my mana and just hallucinated that I had 1 less land than I did, that was weird. Still have no idea what happened there. All right. Maybe let's play it safe and hold back Arnim Zola. So this is a lethal attack. They need to have found some interaction. I kind of feel like against a blue-red deck that has so much interaction, holding back Arnim Zola is just a better move. So I don't know what's in the set yet. I know there's like a double strike trick. All right, but hey, we got there. Oh, that was a sweet game. I really like this build. I think I'm just going to keep jamming this one. And all right, we're at 4 wins, I think. It's pretty nice, 4-1. All right, very happy to keep this one. It has all of my mana. Truck toss. I guess I feel a little guilty for that truck toss that I did in the last game. that was a little bit brutal, I have to admit. All right, I'll play Red Room Recruit. Maybe I'm tossing the truck toss, actually. I mean, that feels pretty bad. Although now I have Hour of Devastation, which is a removal spell that I can actually play. I mean, this guarantees that I'm going to immediately draw a mountain, but I'm definitely not discarding a land. Technically, maybe Herbie was a card to discard, if we want to get really technical about it. I'll definitely... Oh, this thing doesn't even have Death Touch. Somehow I keep thinking this is like Poison Dart Frog 2.0, but it's not. I'm not sure why I'm holding off on Black Widow. I just feel like I kind of want to exhaust some removal first. But maybe I don't really need to be too worried about that against Bant deck. Okay, and I'm going to hold on to Hour of Defeat as long as I possibly can. Ant-Man Commander. No, Ant-Man Colony Commander. When it attacks, you may pay 1, put a +1 counter on a creature. When you put a +1 counter on a creature, make a 1/1. I don't know. Am I supposed to be saving removal for that card? Am I supposed to be spending removal on that card? I kind of want to save it for like bigger bombs, but this could be a big bomb. It's kind of tough without knowing what's in the set, but I think I can put together like a lot of blockers. So maybe I attack with both. No, I can't attack with both. I really want to save my Death Toucher to block Ant-Man. So let's just attack with Red Room Recruit, because this thing can put a counter on itself, and it effectively becomes a 4-4, or a 3-3. Oh, you have deal 2 to something? Okay. Well, that's perfectly fine. Deal 4 with Teamwork. That is perfectly fine. Now that you've spent that, I kind of want to play Black Widow, honestly. Even more than Herbie. Yeah, now I kind of just want to slam down Black Widow, actually. I know it's less mana efficient. It doesn't develop my board, but I don't know. Black Widow is such a threat. It might actually hold back Ant-Man. Depending on how they play this, it's possible that I can get in a cheeky Black Widow attack by spending Hour of Defeat, but the problem is I don't have enough mana to also play whatever I exile. But it's a little hard for them to attack. I get to start making treasures this way. Okay, I snap block with my Death Toucher. Not totally sure what this means, but I mean, it probably just means they get a 1/1 out of this deal. But yeah, snap block with the Death Toucher. So I didn't have to spend Hour of Defeat on that. Oh, that's what it means. It means that they had another Ant-Man Colony Commander. So funny. Well, I kind of really want to Widow's Bite that guy. Do I just Widow's Bite and make a treasure? I think Widow's Bite is a card that I really want to resolve here, so let's go ahead and do that. Widow's Bite that creature. Oh yeah, that does turn their Skrull online. That's another card that I do not want to spend a removal spell on. Yeah, this is feeling fragile. Like, maybe I need to be playing those Sign-in Bloods, actually, because I have no card advantage, and I'm supposedly, like, a much more controlling deck. I guess partly because I didn't manage to level up Ninja of the Hand. All right. Oh, they're attacking. Interesting. So maybe I can land a Black Widow attack this turn. Raft Security Officer, or not. All right, play your land into Heroic Feast. Oh, this card is... I kind of hate playing against this card. It's so strong. And I've played against it in both of my events so far. All right, I'll go with Herbie, I guess. I could land a Black Widow attack, but what's the point? Hoping to get a land here. Arnim Zola is kind of nice, but I don't know. Like, Heroic Feast could go off. They don't have a way of repeatably gaining life, though. But yeah, they can just buff their entire team now, and I'm really having trouble getting my lands under me. I guess maybe I should have played Herbie before. This Black Widow Stark Industries thing has not panned out at all. So they're going to make their whole team big and crash in, probably, I'm guessing. Yeah, I'm definitely behind at this point. All right, they go in for 3. I'll take it. I assume they crack their food with this on the stack and put a counter on everything. I mean, not with this on the stack, but before damage. Okay, I took 3. So that means I have something for 6 mana? That's even worse. No? Okay, interesting. Not sure what that means. So they are probably holding back to not let me hit with Black Widow. So I think let's attack with Herbie, play Hydra, and play Arnim Zola. I don't have very good blocks, but I don't have very bad blocks either. What's this? Oh, you're going to tap something before attacks. Okay, interesting. That's not even what I was going to attack with. But I guess they're worried about me playing a removal spell and then landing a Black Widow hit. Yeah, I probably should be trying to get more assertive with Black Widow than I am. I do have repeatable damage, by the way. Stark Industries, this is like a little core synergy in my deck. I don't think it's very good, but it could win a game. Stark Industries Executive plus Hydra. I get 1 damage every turn. Okay. All right. They didn't seem to have something last turn. I think they're in top deck mode. Avengers Tower, so good for the late game. Holy smokes. What a good card. Okay. All right. All right, then. Are they able to kill Arnim Zola? I guess it's not that much better than Arnim Zola. It's better, but not that much better. In terms of like a late game draw engine, take the damage. So I could kill Raft Security Officer, but they still get to tap my guy. Activate the Avengers Tower main phase in case you can find a 2-drop. They found She-Hulk. Oh my goodness. Brutal. Oh, Hydra Infiltration. Yeah, let's go. Okay, that's pretty awesome. Making them discard everything. That was a nice top deck for me. A very nice top deck. What else did I get? What did they have? Yeah, planes. I didn't think it was anything. Okay, so then I can attack with Herbie, I guess. I am still taking 4 every turn, which sucks. Really sucks. But at least I drain them for 1 here. Get myself a pseudo lifelink. And then I'm definitely just going to start. I need to Hour of Defeat next turn, no doubt. All right. In for 2 in the air. And I can also chump. This thing does not have flying. So they, or reach, or trample rather, is what I mean. So they tapped this down because they thought I could play a land and then activate it. Brave Brawler. Ooh, getting yourself a large lifelinker is a bit of an issue for me. That is a bit of an issue for me, I will admit. Probably that one is going to eat the Hour of Defeat, actually. Then you attack. Naturally, I'll take it. Can't take that many more hits. All right. And then end of turn. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I draw land, it's fine because that means I can Hour of Defeat and Arnim Zola. Here I do activate Stark Industries Executive to get a treasure because that activates the Hydra. So that's worth a damage. Okay, so land is actually perfectly fine. I would like them to invest the mana. Now, do I line up a triple block on the Skrull? Probably it's time. I would say it's probably time for that. I could also kill Raft Security Officer here for them to not get the extra tap, but I think they're just going to tap Arnim Zola. Oh, they're going to activate their tower, not their security officer. That makes a lot of sense, actually. Yeah, that tower's looking really good. Okay, now that you've done that, let's just main phase Hour of Defeat, I think. I'm giving them extra info by doing that. But I think it's really crucial to me that that thing actually dies, so I think it's worth giving them the extra information. They probably drew something if they're thinking about playing it, because they could also just activate their Avengers Tower here, and they would want to do that before combat. Plus 0/8 Vigilance, and when it attacks, tap a creature. Okay, all right, yeah. So you can choose what's going to chump, because you have your Raft Security Officer as well. They can tap two of my premium chump blockers could get tapped down here. Also, this does make it harder for Black Widow to land a hit, unfortunately. So this becomes a 4/12. Probably I'm just chumping with Stark Industries Executive. I don't think that the 1 damage is going to do it here. The 1 damage a turn is going to be the decider. Okay, that's not the one that I would have tapped if I were you. I mean, they still have a tap left with Raft Security Officer, so who knows? But I would, because this was going to tap anyways and was definitely not going to be chumping, I would have tapped the Stark Industries Executive. Because this is my best chump blocker. And they elected not to tap again before attacks. Now the 2/1 villain is going to be the chump blocker. Oh, Taskmaster could be pretty nice, right? There's got to be some good stuff in the graveyard. Could be an Ant-Man. Could be Ninja of the Hand, I guess. Could be my very own Raft Security Officer. Darn, I'm 1 mana short of also getting to activate Arnim Zola. Okay, so I'll definitely go in with Herbie at this point. Get my Drain online. Interesting game. This turned into a really interesting one. I almost want my Stark Industries Executive back. You cannot activate this. You could tap something. They decided not to tap something, which is interesting. All right, now what do I want? Probably could be a She-Hulk. Could be Ant-Man. Maybe another Arnim Zola. Maybe another Black Widow. I don't think Black Widow's very good here. So ping you for 1. So what am I going to want to get? Maybe my very own Raft Security Officer, honestly. They might just tap my 2/1 here to stop me from chumping. That would make sense. I don't think I want She-Hulk. I don't really want Ant-Man. Oh, you know what? I could make it a copy of Herbie. Just to get in for 4. But then I don't get to drain. It's interesting. Okay, all right. I'm happy that they're digging. Yeah. This is a tight game of Magic, yeah? I like how they constructed their deck. Heroic Feast has been very impressive to me. You know, it kind of looks like a card that could be a little bit do nothing, but I think it's very do something. I think it's a very do something card. Yeah, that's not the one that I would be tapping. I think in this situation, you should be tapping my chump blockers, right? Like, Arnim Zola was actually not going to do anything here. And if you tapped the 2/1, you could have got rid of Hydra Assault Robot, which I think is doing like a lot of... I think it's hurting you a lot, the Hydra Assault Robot. And now, actually, I kind of want to copy Hydra Assault Robot, play Hydra Assault Robot, ping for 2, drain for 1. And then when I activate Arnim Zola, it's really good. I think that's correct. Let's play another one. Now I'm representing 3 more damage. Hydra Assault Robot for the win. This kind of card can be really, really good. There was one like this in, what was it? Like Outlaws of Thunder Junction, maybe? Another Dave Humphries set. That was just secretly really good. A 1/3 for 1 in a red that ended up being like one of the best commons. Okay, so they do that. I mean, at this point, do I just attack with Black Widow for the drain and killing their random ant? Like, what happens if I actually attack with everything? They get to kill Arnim Zola? That does not sound worthwhile. If I attack with Black Widow, then I get 1 drain, 1, 2, 3. I don't think that's worth it. I'm going to go with no attacks. This is so funny. This is so funny. Yeah, whenever a creature artifact enters, deal 1 damage to an opponent, a 1/3 for 1 in a red. We've seen this card before, and it was good last time. This is a villain, so it's more constrained. The last one might have had some creature type restriction on it, but really, really good type of card. Probably especially good in Sealed, I think, where games go longer. Oh, they got a 7/7. Yeah, that's dangerous to my health, but I think I'm winning. I think I have 1 on board, right? I'm pretty sure. I do have to chump here. I think I have to chump with... Do I even have to chump? I think you want to tap Black Widow. Tapping the Arnim Zola does not make sense here. So ping, ping, ping. I think I'll just chump with Black Widow. She's really not doing anything. Darn, the one time that I got to play my Mythic, she did nothing. It's so funny. I mean, I could just not chump, but let's play it safe. Everything is face up, so I don't know what I'm playing around. I think I've 1 on board. Because I have a drain plus 3 damage. Oh, not quite 1 on board, actually. Oh, but I can copy Herbie, which is worth an extra damage. So yeah, let's do that. Copy the Herbie. It's not legendary. Go to combat. You don't have any reach. You can tap 1, but I attack, drain, and then that's how I land 5 damage. I hadn't actually done the math, but I was very confident that with the drain, the copying, the little Hydra Assault Robots, and Arnim Zola, that I had the means to do 5 damage. And one way or another, it was going to work. All right, there we go. Close game. Very good game. GG's to my opponent. That was a fun one. Really tight Magic. I'm going to keep running out this deck. This is super fun. One learning, honestly, I keep converging to Rakdos. I keep feeling like Rakdos is just really good. So we are 5-1. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Just need to win 2 games before I lose 2. Ah, I've done harder things in my life. I do think Loki, it was right not to be playing Loki. Seems pretty weak. However, I was thinking, could I play Scientist Supreme? Pay 2 life to deal 1 damage to an opponent? That's probably never worthwhile. Okay, no. You know what? No bad ideas in a brainstorm, but but let's not do that one. Okay. Yeah, maybe the green is better, but I'm just having maybe green red. Maybe I'll do 1 game with Gruul after this, but I'm just loving the Rakdos, honestly. I think maybe the green-black deck was actually the best deck from today. It felt really assertive, really comfortable. I think I played 1 game with it in 1. Ouch. Okay, I can keep this. I have a 1-drop, a 2-drop, and a 3-drop. What more can you ask for? Put back Hulk Smash. Even though Hulk Smash goes really nicely with Ninja of the Hand. I think on general principles, you just should keep all of the lands and the creatures in a situation like this. All right, take it. Okay, at least they're not going to quench my Black Widow. Play a land, play a Black Widow. Of course, if you keep all 3 lands, that just guarantees that you're going to draw only lands. There is an argument that I should have kept the Hulk Smash and put back the land. I think it's not a bad argument at all. So if they hold back exactly 2 creatures here, I can land a hit with Black Widow. Maybe last game I was underestimating the importance of just getting some counters on the Black Widow. Wait, no, I can't because I don't have targeted removal. They could just sacrifice their tapped creature. Okay, so here let's go Ninja of the Hand. Because nothing else makes any sense. They definitely look like a very controlling deck. So I can do 2 to the opponent, discard and draw. This is one option that I have. Could also just play Hydra Assault Robot, make a treasure, and make my Ruinous Wrecking Crew that much better next time. That might be the play. I'm not a fan of Atlantean Cavalry at all, so let's see if they can make it great here. I would just snap block it with Ninja of the Hand, I think. I don't really want to be taking 1 million damage from that every turn. Yeah, 3 plus almost 1 counters is really good. I really respect this card. I think you do not want to be disrespecting that particular card. I think let's just go for it. Yes, they could have Quench, but I think let's just go for it with X equals 2. Like, they could have Quench, but I cannot play around Quench here. It's going to be like, what, 4 turns before I have 4 extra lands. It'll probably be like 5 or 6 turns before I actually get to play around Quench. So, okay, it actually landed. So I'm going to choose each player sacks a creature, discard, draw. Sounds like the mix. So my hope is that this lets me land a hit with Black Widow. And I'll pitch my Hydra Assault Robot, because either they can sacrifice Aerial Doombot, which is their best creature by far, and I don't think they'll do it, or they have to sacrifice an untapped creature, and I get to land a Black Widow hit. Hopefully. Oh, pretty bad discard draw. Goodbye, Stark Industries Executive. You were very wonderful while you lasted. If they sacrifice Aerial Doombot, I'll be thrilled. I don't think that Black Widow is so good that... Oh, I guess maybe that means they have really good stuff to do next turn, or they're super scared of Black Widow. That's the other possibility. Now, next turn, the thing I most want to do is just upgrade my Ninja of the Hand. If they attack with Atlantean Cavalry, I'll actually block with Ruinous Wrecking Crew to try to tempt them. Okay, interesting. To try to tempt them to invest in drawing a card to make a trade. Because I really want to upgrade Ninja of the Hand. I think making them discard is probably going to be good. Unless I specifically get a 2-drop. Like the -2/-2 card would be really nice. Honestly, Hulk Smash would be really nice to draw right now. So maybe that tells me something, but I needed all the lands that I had. I guess if I hadn't discarded and drawn, then I would have drawn a card next turn, a land next turn, and I would have been able to double spell Arnim Zola with the Hydra Assault Robot. Okay, you look really good. What do? If a creature you control connive, instead you draw a card and then it connives. And at the beginning of combat on your turn, that happens. Okay, GG. Unless I top deck a removal spell right now, my plans are like make them discard one card, slowly make some 2/1s. Oh no, I pretty much don't have a removal spell for this. Well, I have destroy target creature. This is the worst way to lose because we're going to lose very, very, very slowly because I have to make a million decisions every turn. Now I think the only way I win is on damage, like fast damage. Honestly, because this is about learning, I have half a mind to just concede. But okay, maybe I could cast my very own Taskmaster. I mean, this is like catastrophic, right? Might as well just upgrade it. But they have so many cards, it doesn't matter. I'll attack with Ruinous Wrecking Crew. Yeah, if I had Taskmaster, I could make my own leader super genius. So that tells me about my mana being a little bit too fragile. Don't hate the trade. The worst way to lose is when your opponent makes 10 decisions every turn and you're just sitting there losing for a long time. So, okay. Giant size flying ant is just going to get bigger and bigger every turn. I'll give myself one more turn, but they're about to have a 5 power flyer. If I don't top deck a removal spell next turn, it's not worth the extra 2.5 minutes of all of our time watching them decide what to discard. Well, you know what? I learned something from this game. I learned about Leader Super Genius. I learned that if your opponent is playing a bunch of connivey stuff, you need to save your removal. So yeah, I mean, I don't think that tips the balance that I should have kept the Hulk Smash, but maybe it means that I would really want to have more removal, if at all possible. Another flyer. Yeah, no, there's no getting out of this. There's no card that I can top deck here that deals with 3 different flyers. So, bit of a dispiriting one because it feels like I mulliganed and had to put back my removal spell, and then because I put back that removal spell, I lost to a single rare in an otherwise, I think, quite close game. But okay, let's go back to the green. Let's go back to the black-green build. I think that was my strongest one. That's where I would like to close this out. I'm wondering how greedy it is to try to splash Taskmaster. I don't have fixing into blue in my lands. And so I'm just relying on 2 treasures. So I think it's probably not worth doing because that card felt good, but not like incredibly great. It felt good, but not great. All right, so this feels like my best build. I'm going to call this a version of what I call Golgari Get There. Golgari decks that look underpowered, but they sometimes just get there. The mana is not awesome, but I think it's exactly good enough to have Ruinous Wrecking Crew in here. Not as good a card as I thought it was, so maybe it's not even worth splashing. I don't know. I think this card's good. Just not like the mega bomb that I believed when I had misread it. And yeah, otherwise just a pretty fast, responsible, statsy Golgari mid-range deck. So yeah, let's get at it. Hopefully we can get those 2 remaining wins before we drop a loss. All right, looks good to me. Happy to keep it. I mean, Ruinous Wrecking Crew is looking pretty bad in this hand, but you know, we have the pips that we believe we need. Gorilla. So it can sacrifice to destroy an artifact or enchantment. So it can destroy my Stolen Stark tech, but I believe the thing still gets the... It'll still gain indestructible. It just won't keep the +1/+0. Okay, scroll a little bit behind curve, which tells me that they just drew the scroll, because otherwise you would play it turn 2. Okay, so now I'll play a land and play Baron Strucker to try to unstick my hand a little bit. So if this survives, the next turn I can go Arnim Zola. Actually, no matter what, I can go Arnim Zola plus Reptile. If I draw Swamp, I could conceivably go Arnim Zola plus Stolen Stark Tech. I definitely want to connive and throw away the Ruinous Wrecking Crew. Pretty ruinous in my hand right now, unfortunately. So if I can keep Baron Strucker alive, I really want to, but I'm imagining it could just eat a bite spell here. Stranger things have certainly happened. Okay, or that. You know, that's honestly fine. It's not like that was a huge bomb that I'm relying on to win the game for me. Okay, so play a Swamp, play Arnim Zola. Kind of unfortunate that they exiled it, and so it does not contribute to my Arnim Zola count. Also very unfortunate that I didn't get to connive. Maybe I should have saved this for next turn and played what? Just played Reptile behind curve so that I could play this. No, this still costs 3, so it would be on turn 5 that I could play that into Arnim Zola. That's not worth it. Okay, well, hey, maybe we'll find a red source sooner or later. Kind of wish I'd gotten one of these scrolls. Definitely like mana dorks that tap for any color. Any Birds of Paradise variant, I'm in for. Kind of looks like this is another player with a lot of removal who's not afraid to use it. That's how all of this highlighting game is looking to me. Go nuts. Put a +1 counter and fight something. Okay. Why does it tap? Oh, they had to tap it to teamwork. They're doing a lot of teamwork here. Okay. Play this. Play the Hydra Infiltration before combat, and then attack with Reptile. Could have waited 1 turn for Hydra Infiltration, but for all I know, they're about to double spell. Seems like whatever's going on in their hand is pretty awkward, so I wouldn't be surprised if this is like 3/6 drops or something. Because they're having trouble playing things, and they have all of their pips under them, and they're in a very statsy... Oh, we got a Doctor Doom out of their hand. Okay, they must have Recursion. The last card is... But if it's a Recursion spell, it must be 2 for 1 Recursion. I mean, I'm absolutely terrified now, because that has got to be one of the best cards in the format by a lot. So something very scary is going on here. And they have the mana to play it. It is indestructible if you have an artifact creature or a plan. That would be just me out of this event, right? That would be my last loss right there. All they needed to do is play that 1 card 1 time. So yeah, that's quite terrifying. All right, let's make the treasure first. I do not know what this last card is, but I am terrified of it. Absolutely terrified of that last card. All right, make myself a treasure token. Go to combat, and I will attack with Reptile. Just get the drain. I think it's worth it. If they hadn't discarded Doctor Doom, I would be feeling pretty good about this. But that sapped all of the optimism out of me. Okay, so maybe I can kill something in combat, Hour of Defeat, and then Wrecking Crew if this is something that has Indestructible. They kept an Hour of Defeat over Doctor Doom? Really? Oh, I think you should have kept Doctor Doom. I think you really should have kept Doctor Doom there. This is kind of playing scared. What could I have that's better than Doctor Doom? All right. Go to my turn. All right, I'll play Black Widow and probably just hold back Reptile at this point. I have really good blocks. Don't really need to play the Wrecking Crew. I don't know, maybe they have a lot of Recursion in their deck. I still think you should just play the Doctor Doom when you can. Okay, so end of turn. I'm probably just gonna... Okay, so this is nice, right? Oh, wait, what's happening here? Why are we doing this? So... I don't understand this. So they're giving me a free 1/1. I get attacking with Gorilla. I don't get attacking with Undercover Scroll. Because it just gives me a free creature, right? Okay, do I want to play Ruinous Wrecking Crew? Not really. Let's start by attacking. Maybe I play the land first. I think I do attack with both. They could put me in a spot where I want to trade Reptile. No, wait, it begins at 3/5. I haven't activated that mode yet. I think let's just not activate it and see what we can get. Sure, I'll play that. Sounds kind of cool. Wait, hold on. Don't I get to cast it? You may put a +1/+1 counter if you don't. Oh, I thought... Okay. PSA, everybody. Warning. If you accept, that means don't cast. If you say yes, that's fine. That means you are not going to cast the card. I think I don't play Ruinous Wrecking Crew here. Yeah, very, very weird how that works, but okay. Target villain you control connives. That is not a villain. I think I am actually just going to Hour of Defeat this. I don't think that I want to get that low. And I think Surveilling is actually good here. Do I actually want to draw this? No, I'm that treasure's not going anywhere. All right, go to my turn. Okay, sure, I'll play this. Next, in with both. I will activate this guy for the extra damage, I think. Okay, so what I'm supposed to do is activate it for 3 because that doesn't change their clock. They're still dead next turn from my attack if I choose to activate. When it deals combat damage, they exile cards from the top of their library until they exile a non-land card. Did they exile another one of these? What just happened? I'm going to decline. What just happened? Oh, they exiled another one. That was so confusing. So funny. Yeah, let's go ahead and equip. All right, pass. That was so confusing. This whole Black Widow thing has been so confusing. Darn it. I took their vibranium daggers off the top and gave them a Madam Mask instead. That's a little disappointing. So they have to block Reptile or else they die. And they have to double block Black Widow or else Black Widow does its thing. So yeah. All right. So we got there. That felt pretty comfortable. Yeah, I think my green-black build is my best build. Black Widow is pretty strong too. I do think I would have lost if they kept the Doctor Doom. So in general, no shade to my opponent. I mean, this is just my opinion. Maybe they had good reasons for doing what they did. In general, keeping removal, you should only keep removal in that situation if you really think I'm likely to play something that's even better than Doctor Doom. And I don't know the format yet, of course, but I have to imagine Doctor Doom, just from looking at it, is about as good as it gets. So you can guarantee yourself playing a Doctor Doom. That's way better than having some chance of responding to something that's better than Doctor Doom if I happen to have that. Okay, I don't have a plan to plan cycle my Masters of Evil for. But yeah, the opponent's accelerating against me. This is really kind of scary. Hopefully Ant-Man's army can catch me up a little bit. And Hydra Infiltration looks like it could be pretty brutal. It could do its brutal thing of brutality that it does. I hope to draw some lands, though. That's fine, right? Herbie can put that into play, potentially. So I'll go ahead and get a treasure. You want to time Hydra Infiltration so that it's almost like blackjack. You want to go as close as possible to them having 2 cards left in hand when you play it without going over and them like going all the way down to 0, because you want to get their best 2 cards, which is often going to be the last 2 cards left in their hand. All right. So I kind of just want to play Hydra Infiltration, even though it's a little bit slow. No, I think I don't have time to do that, actually. They have so many flyers. This is so scary. Yeah, am I already just lost? Flying is so good in this set. You get to copy an artifact. Yeah, no, I kept a slightly slow hand, and I'm not seeing any removal, but I think I'm just dead. It's just so funny. It is so funny to just be dead in this life. Okay, so let's play Herbie. I mean, not literally dead, but just so close to it. I think I play Herbie. The only thing is I really want to play Herbie when I also have Stolen Stark Tech up. So maybe it's better to just play Khazar, because the chances of me then getting a land off of that are pretty nice. I really want to have Stark Tech up when I play Herbie. The only thing is, though, I might get countered. I need to be careful about counters here. I definitely don't have time to just slam down Hydra Infiltration. It feels really awkward to play Khazar and not do anything about all of their flyers. So I'm just taking 6 a turn. I can sustain 2 turns of that. I think I just play Herbie and cross my fingers. The thing is, I really don't want to block with Herbie here. So that's kind of bad. But I probably have to. I'm not so low that if I trade Herbie, then it's a disaster. Because War Machine is just 2 damage every turn. So I would take the trade here if they offer to trade off Herbie. Put a counter. Okay, I can still block Herbie. I can still block Herbie. That's the good news. The good news is I can still block Herbie. Oh, you can make it a copy of War Machine. Yeah, I forgot about that. I remembered that last turn, and then I forgot about it. So I'm actually in chump block territory. So they get to buff each other. Oh, that's nasty. Hey, look, our opponent taught us something nice in the most brutal way possible. Well, this is going to happen again next turn, so I don't think there's any point to chumping. You have reach. You have reach. My friends, we found a creature with reach. Oh, but I'm straight up dead because I'm at 2. But I would have been dead this turn anyways. Rats. And I couldn't, like, attack. Okay. All right. So this is kind of a fun combo. I mean, 2-drop Shuri into 3-drop Herbie into War Machine. Yeah, that'll win some games of Magic. I kept a slow hand. It maybe means I'm a little lower on, like, Masters of Evil, for example. Or even, like, Khazar. They were so slow. A little higher on the 4-4. But wow, I mean, but that was just a brutal synergy. They assembled like an amazing synergy. I guess it means I needed more removal. So actually, maybe that's a learning that like the Rakdos deck would have won that game. But hey, you know what? We got all of our gems back, so those learnings were completely free. All right, I'm going to be doing Sealed again tomorrow. So until tomorrow, have tons of fun playing Magic, and don't be afraid to splash.